Hello everyone and welcome to the Australiana VBL-S, that is the VGC Battle League Standard Season 9, with one of the ever to ever do it, the one, the only Samax. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. Look at Grimmsnarl right now.
Yep, this is Grimmsnarl.
Or is that a mustache and a goatee?
It's definitely teeth.
I think it's teeth now, but for my entire
Bites
life
things with
before
it in the
this,
anime.
my entire life, I mean Gen 8, I thought that was a mustache.
Gen 8 and a significant portion of Generation 9.
Yes, literally until a minute ago.
God, I love my logo. It's so good. Ultra Player did great work, and it's a shame that they're not doing logos anymore. Because I wanted to get them to do a Roaring Moon logo, because they did all my the monster thing. Yes. So this is the Australian flag, at least one of the two valid ones. And then we've got some references to my draft. We got Serious Sam, which is you, because you're being very serious today.
Oh, very, very serious.
Yeah. And yeah, it's Grimmsnarl, because I drafted it. Spoilers. So...
And Vegemite. Does Vegemite taste good?
Yeah.
I've never had Vegemite.
Okay. I gathered the first
How often
question.
do you eat Vegemite? How often do you eat
I would say I have it more often during winter than in summer, because I really like having it. Like, what you do is you get like a piece of bread and you toast it lightly, you butter it, you put Vegemite and you put cheese on it, and then you lightly grill it, and that is so goddamn good. Like, Vegemite and cheese go so well together.
Yeah. What does it taste like? Does it taste like a specific vegetable? What is it?
It's yeast, isn't it? So it's like a bit, it's like a
it's
little
yeast.
bit bitter. What is yeast? Yeast is the thing that makes, like...
No, I didn't say what is yeast. I said, oh, it's yeast.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
It's like, yeast is the bit that makes, like, most things taste bitter, right? When I say most things, I mean alcohol and bread, and I don't think you're old enough to have alcohol. Yeah, it was made from leftover brewer's yeast.
On the US.
With various vegetables and spice additives. It's really good. Like, I think I probably have like a tub and a half of Vegemite in my cupboard right now, and not the small 560 gram ones. It is slightly salty, bitter, slightly bitter, malty, and has an umami flavor similar to beef bouillon because it is rich in glutamates.
I like malt. I like malty flavor. That sounds good.
I'd say the umami flavor it definitely has, which just means savory.
Sounds good.
But
yeah.
Like it's a bit similar to soy sauce, I suppose.
Okay, that sounds good.
I think there's like an Australian, sorry, not Australian, American version as well. Nope, apparently
maybe.
just British and New Zealand ones, and a German one.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the slide is that an Oscar?
Yeah, because of the first Pokemon I drafted.
True.
Yeah, okay. Not very creative, I'm sorry to say. There's the Hills Hoist, which was invented in Australia. If you ever had a washing line that's like that's an Australian invention. I don't know. Don't you guys use like public dryers and laundromats in the US or something?
Yeah.
Australia is a newer country, so we got the washing machine earlier, and thus it is fairly unusual to have a house without a washing machine.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of houses have. It depends where you are, I guess.
Yeah,
but
well,
like,
it's not really much of it depends where you are
them.
here. Like, if you have, I mean, obviously, if you're in a very remote, underserved community where you may not consistently have access to, like, electricity, probably don't have a washer. But,
yeah,
if you're in, like, a small town that's not particularly underserved, if you're say, in Stonehenge or something, or Eromanga, maybe not Eromanga, I would expect that every house has a washing machine. Same with, like, even, like, small apartments, or, what do you guys call them? Flats? Is it flats? Units?
I think that's a British thing. We call them apartments.
Okay. Flats, apartments, units.
We have, like, I would say, in, like, houses outside of the city, there are, like, a lot of, like, people just, like, have a washing machine, and then in cities, like, a lot of times, like, your building will have one, or you'll go to...
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty unusual here.
Yeah.
I think the first time I saw, like a collective laundry area was when I was in like on a cruise ship. Like sorry, like I mean, like I've seen laundromats just like in general, but in terms of having something which is like for an area of like a you know, where people live, that is like a collective one. That's really the first one.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, my experience is pretty limited to just like the New Jersey, New York area, so it might be different.
Yeah, but that's an older place. Like I would expect it to be fairly similar in somewhere, say like Oregon, which is one of the more modern sort of areas, which is fairly built up.
Yeah. I just don't know in like newer cities what the conventions. I would imagine they're mostly like, you're building.
Yeah, because like I live in an apartment building right now, and it's not the first one I've lived in, and they don't have like a collective laundromat. Every apartment has its own thing, and like this is an apartment building from the 60s.
Yeah.
But yes, so Hills Hoist, drying, what's a clothesline? So you hang clothes out to dry in it, and it's in a lot of backyards. And I think I broke one when I was younger by swinging on it. It's very fun to swing on.
Dish thing is it like, I've never seen that. That's a like laundry drying thing.
No, so it's a clothesline. But this clothesline is very efficient, and you can put it in the middle of a thing rather than a lot of other clotheslines which are like hung onto walls.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie,
And
I
it
thought
packs
it was
up
some like
with the windy thing.
I thought it was some weird like cellular thing.
No, you just hang laundry on it.
Yeah.
And it dries. I don't have I have to use a dryer right now, which is, I think this is the first place I've had a dryer in instead of a clothesline. Like, even with my other apartment, it had a larger balcony, so it had a clothesline. Not a Hills Hoist, because it was a balcony. So I had it on a wall, but yeah.
Alright. Into the draft.
At some point. So we named, myself and LS teamed up, and we did a shared naming theme, where we named all of our Pokemon after this set of Australian coins that were released. So it's 26 coins, one for each letter of the alphabet, with each coin representing a piece of Australian culture. I'm trying to find like the plain version of it, because I've only got the one where I like marked the ones that I used. So the letter for U is Ute. I believe American calls them like pickup trucks or something.
Yeah. It looks like a little different than what I would normally call it.
Depending on like the different model.
Yeah, probably.
There's a utility vehicle and there's a suburban utility vehicle, which is an SUV, but this is a UV. So yeah, he's on screen, and I suppose I'll pass it to Sam as well. No, that's not the thing I was trying to pass. That's the 26 coins. They're like a dollar coins that were released with different bits of Australian culture.
Oh yeah, that looks like a pickup truck.
Yeah, I mean, like a Ute is definitely like a Ute is the same thing that's described as a pickup truck, but yeah, there's the Aussie Christmas, which is Aussie Jingle Bells, where it's like a Christmas in Australia on a scorching summer's day. Hey, jingle bells, Christmas time is beaut. Christmas in Australia in a rusty Holden Ute. Hey. No, sorry, it's driving through the outback in a rusty Holden. I can't. It's been a while since Christmas, but he talks about a rusty Holden Ute. So I did pick specifically a Holden Ute. No one saw the spoilers that were on the screen while I switch back to it. So yes, all of the things are off there. I would wonder if there are any things that you recognize besides like Vegemite, and I assume all of the animals, but at least some of the animals, and like the sport.
I mean, I can tell what like the Australia Post is. Not that I've like heard of it specifically before.
Yeah, well, the Australia Post is also who like distributes the coins. So.
Oh, okay.
They got to cheat and put themselves on it. Do you know Neighbours?
Okay, then. Neighbours? Just the concept of Neighbours? Or
no, it's like a very internationally acclaimed Australian situation comedy.
Oh, I have not seen.
I mean, I haven't seen much of it.
Yeah.
It's
I know what
probably
boomerangs
good.
are.
Like,
I know what crickets are.
you know what crickets are?
Sorry, I know what the game cricket is.
Okay.
Sorry, and what crickets are. I know. I actually do know what a didgeridoo is. I
Okay.
barely know what it is, but I know what it is.
What do you think
I
a
have no
didgeridoo
idea.
is?
I just know that it's like an instrument, and I've heard
Okay,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, it's a carved out piece of log from certain types of wood, and when you blow on it, it will make a sound, and you often will like drum against it as well, which it makes for some really incredible music. Some good, like I think one of the Final Fantasies used didgeridoo, incorporated didgeridoos into its music. It's so good. Whenever you like spot an 80s or 70s anime OVA, and they use didgeridoos, the music is so banger. It's incredible. Do you know what an esky is?
I believe it. I have no idea what an esky is.
I think esky is like a brand name for it, like how Americans will call like drugs by band names. But esky is just like an icebox.
Okay.
I assume you know what footy
is. Is that just rugby? Yeah, sorry, rugby.
Yeah, it's rugby or it's AFL or it's football. It's one of them.
Okay.
In this case, I think that's an AFL ball.
Okay. Good day. Obviously, I know what that is.
G'day, mate.
Yeah.
Probably should have kept this on the screen.
Hills hoist. I have no idea what that is.
That's the thing. I just spent like the previous.
Oh right. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Right.
I should save this to the end.
Okay.
Actually, I'd be interested to hear what you think an iced Vovo is.
Is it a type of? Do you eat it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's something cold that you eat.
No.
It's not cold.
No.
Oh my god. Oh, what? Who named this?
It's iced, as in covered in icing. It's a cookie.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a Vovo that's
I'm
got icing
too
on
much
it.
off the picture.
It's like how fairy bread doesn't have actual fairies. But yes, Gholdengo. I was nearly last in my division, and a bunch of the Pokemon I really wanted were gone. So I cried. And then I was working at the time as well. So I wound up just taking a Pokemon I thought was broken last season, therefore must be good now, even though they added in 3 hard counters to it. 4,
Yeah.
5. I'm gonna say 5. The Ruins and Roaring Moon. I swear, it's still good though. Good as gold means that I can't helping hand it unless my partner Pokemon has Mole Breaker.
Oh, that's tough. Not really.
People were running Tinkaton in Double OU so that it could helping hand Gholdengo.
It's funny. I think I saw that, but like, and I heard that and saw that Tinkaton, I believe, but when you drafted Gholdengo, I definitely was not thinking about that.
I didn't get a Tinkaton for it, but yeah. Yeah. A lot of interesting Pokemon. Like, all the ruins were gone. Gothitelle was gone, which is sad, because I kind of wanted to get Gothitelle round 2. It's a really fun mod. I didn't think this was a format for Dragonite. I think it might have been gotten muscled out by the opposing ruins and stuff. I mean, it's obviously really good with Qianpao, but I wasn't super sold on it. I really struggled, and I plan on making a video about taking first picks with... I'm forgetting. Was Poppin? I think Poppin?
Yeah. Well, so my question, I guess, is with most of the paradoxes off the board. So obviously that was like the meta was just like everybody just grabbing paradoxes in the first round. So you still had some on the board like Sandy Shocks, which actually is like decent
Sandy
value.
Shocks, I think, went round 3. Screamtail was pretty good. Like, I could have taken Screamtail, but without Goth, I was...
Screamtail, Slitherwing, and
Slitherwing even drafted?
Didn't go. Yeah, Slitherwing didn't get drafted.
Didn't or did?
Brute Bonnet didn't.
Brute Bonnet
sucks.
Also
didn't get drafted.
We overpriced it like crazy.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
I'm not even vaguely interested in it for 18 points.
Yeah,
like,
and Iron Moth didn't go until later as well.
I considered picking up Indeedee Rouge, which Casey, who was the wheel, I was the one right before wheel, which I forgot to say. like a Pokemon that I had considered taking round 1, like Iron Jogulus was gone. Yeah, Chiyu, Annihilate, Tinglu, Fluttermane, Iron Hands, Roaring Moon, Gothitelle, Lo-Chien, Torkoal, Great Tusk, Iron Bundle, Iron Jogulus, Iron Valiant, Chien-Pao were all gone. Of which the only ones I wouldn't have considered taking round 1 were Iron Valiant and Torkoal.
Yeah, so my question is really just what went into picking Gholdengo when, like, it seems like everybody was so keen on jumping on Paradoxes and Ruins when there were still some of those left.
Yeah, so in terms of the ones that were still around, yeah, Scroontail is a big one, Sandy Shock was a big one. To be honest, the other thing I'd considered taking was Garganacl into Skeleturge.
Oof. Yeah, that would have been tough.
It's a really good combo. But
yeah.
I didn't really feel like it at the time. It's like the ground weak is kind of annoying. That said, I might have liked the shape of my team a little bit more. I currently am on the fence about the shape of my team as it stands. I question whether it is sufficiently difficult to stop opposing, like if it's got the right tools to stop the opposing teams from doing whatever.
Alright, my take on Gholdengo as the first pick is, well, so I really like it because it basically just got doubled from where it was last season, and then stuff was added over it. So even though it didn't move on the tier list, it's no longer in the top tier. In fact, it's
I mean, I thought it was under tiered last season.
Yeah,
I think it did move up.
I would,
because it was at
I would agree.
It was at 8, and I think it was
at 8. That is a 9.
I thought it was at 8.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah, I specifically remember thinking it was the best mon in the format. I probably still do think that. Individually, it's probably the best mon in the last.
It or Garchomp. I think it or Garchomp.
I definitely don't think Garchomp is the best mon in the previous format. I would say I'd probably be more willing to go with Indeedee than Garchomp.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, my point is.
Yeah, it has bad matchups both in speed tier and in typing into a lot of the top mons that got added on top.
Yeah, and it also it's not as great because it goes from being the best offensive threat to like around the top 10. You could definitely debate where it is there, but it's in that range more now. So by having Gholdengo, you're not necessarily going to have like the dominant offensive force in a given matchup.
Yeah,
so that's the tough thing with Gholdengo.
I think that there's a lot of better ways to disrupt it as well, with the meta having developed. A lot of wide guard mons got better as mons because of how they match up into a lot of the other ones. Whereas Gholdengo was one of relatively few non-Disquake spread move options that was particularly compelling.
Yeah.
Armarouge being the other one, but that's a lot more reliant on setup. Then like a couple of E-Wave spammers and talk.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's probably okay. I think it's got the drive. I think it can do it. I hope it can.
Yeah, and just since it's a little cheaper, I think I was at least interested to see how the rest of your draft would go. I just think with the 3 points, especially with the board we have, the 3 points that you're saving, I think that should go to making your top stronger, as opposed to making a 2-pointer a 5-pointer, because
you're calling me out.
Those tiers all suck. What?
You're calling me out for some of my later picks.
I'm not actually. That's just my general feeling on the board.
Because I think I got some pretty good value mons in the 8 and below range.
Yeah, there are some in there.
Well, actually, I think I got one that was really poor value, but I didn't have. I kind of needed it. But let's move on to the next pick, which is the mon that I was one of the main mons I wanted with Gholdengo when I took it before the Indeedee Rouge went. Indeedee was actually one of the other mons I wanted with Gholdengo.
That would did go. Nice.
So Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl has one burning disadvantage as a mon. It's a dark and a fairy type, which makes you not want to get any of the other ones, but also dark resists. you know.
Dark resist what?
Dark resist. Dark is a broken type in this format.
Oh,
And,
yeah. The quad dark resist is very nice for sure.
It is, but it pushes you away from getting another fairy quickly or getting another dark that's particularly strong.
That's true.
And, you know, getting a fairy that isn't fairy weak is very good, because dark and fairy are a type that basically any mon with one of those stabs can tear it into now.
Yeah.
But Grimm's very strong. Dual Screens is really good with, well, hopefully it's really good with my guy.
I just think it's really good in Terra. I think Screens is even better, just because
Then Dynamax?
Not then in Dynamax necessarily, but I just think it's very strong.
I was a bit down on dual screens, but I had a team that really relied on me switching more than getting, like, developing my board, which was an issue with trying to use screens. Whereas I think with Gholdengo, it's a mon that is capable not only of getting off multiple attacks that are immediately strong with Shadow Balls or Make It Rain or whatever behind screens, but also of doing those bulky sub variants, potentially even sub nasty plot or whatever, and just doing nonsense, you know, recover, and it's just it can be an absolute nightmare to face. So I think hopefully it's a little bit better than Palafin at taking advantage of screens. That said, I really like the fake tears as well. That was a big part of it.
Yeah, the fake tears is definitely nice. That's since you can't really boost the, like you said, you can't helping hand the Gholdengo. I think fake tears is a really nice option.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what the Yowie is?
Is it an animal?
Kind of. It's like similar, but like not really at all to Bigfoot or the Sasquatch or the Yeti. In the sense that it's like a tall, thin guy, and sometimes it has very large feet. Sometimes it has like you know, people have had like supposed foot tracks that are literal like tire tracks of it, like or you know, a giant or a clawed or whatever. But I think it supposedly came from indigenous myths about something that ate kids.
It does look like Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, it does.
Grimmsnarl would eat kids.
With now that you know those are teeth, yeah.
Especially now that I know it has teeth.
Now that you know it has teeth. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, like, I mean, Grimmsnarl is based off of a brownie, I think it is, which is, like an actual fairy. You know, like how Florges and Grimmsnarl and Hattrem are, like, the only fairy types that are actually based off of fairies rather than, like, Tinkerbell, you know?
Yeah.
Is it a brownie? I'm gonna double check. Origin, based on ogres, trolls, and oni. A bogeyman, a bugbear, or a coco?
Bogeyman.
Grendel, from Beowulf. I'm pretty sure Grendel's like a brownie, isn't he? But the use of hair definitely always associated with brownies. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been super big into like folklore sort of stuff, but I liked when I saw fairy types that were like actually based off of like fae rather than just, you know, pink things. Not that I dislike Sylveon or what have you. It's just that your team sucks and I hate it.
I agree.
Yeah.
My team sucks and I hate it.
So Noivern, the RFDS, the Royal Flying Doctor Service. What would you guess the Royal Flying Doctor Service is?
Is it not just like a... It's just like... Alright, I need to think about this.
Okay, you do?
Okay, I'm using the picture. What? I'm using the picture's context.
Yep.
Is it... So obviously, there are planes involved. And the planes...
Yep, planes.
Are they used... I feel like I'm overthinking this. Are they used to transfer people to a specific hospital?
So they're used to provide medical assistance to rural and regional communities, which are not close to hospitals. So they can help refund clinics, they can bring specific surgeons, or in the case like this one, where someone is in a really bad state, they can deliver them long distance to a hospital.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
They're something I saw at a convention back when I was quite young, and I was always I had a very strong emotional thing of them serving up in like Arnhem Land, which is on the top end, a very remote area with a lot of smaller indigenous communities who sometimes are in a bad way and need assistance. So it's always something I very much liked, and I thought it was great that it was on the Australian thing as the letter R. Noivern, it has Tailwind and
it does have
Boom
Tailwind.
Burst, and it can Boom Burst next to Gholdengo because Gholdengo is a ghost type.
That is true. Alright, so the thing with Noivern and all Tailwinders actually that are not priority, so anything that's not Talonflame or Murkrow, I'm a little worried. Yeah, I guess. But those are like, I think those are kind of bad.
You think Fletchling and Fletchinder are bad?
I'm anti.
That's a super hot take. What the hell?
I'm anti.
Didn't they like do super well last season? Not last season, last gen. I don't think we've seen them a lot this current format.
I'm just gonna keep saying I'm anti.
Okay.
But I am concerned about the like Kilowattrel and Noivern type things. I think they'll be fine.
Well, I think Kilowattrel's so much worse this format than last time. Noivern is also a lot worse, but not really that much worse.
Yeah, I'm just concerned with like Luttermane, Iron Bundle, even basically any Roaring Moon as well. Any of the paradoxes that can speed boost.
And Qianpao.
Get so fast. Yeah,
I
mean those as well.
There's a lot of decisions that you can make in that sort of chess game of like, okay, do I run Covert Cloak? Yeah. Do I run Focus Sash? You can very easily invest even for a Specs Moonblast on a Noivern.
Mm-hmm. Whereas, I'm not saying it makes it bad. I agree that it's worse. It was a round 3 on like the back end wheel, like. Yeah, it's just. I think it has good synergy with Gholdengo as well. Worried about that because like I have Roaring Moon and I'm looking at Roaring Moon and it's just so much faster than everything. And Roaring Moon's bullshit. It can get basically a free choice scarf, which like I think Roaring Moon make round 2 in the other league. I think booster energy. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I think it's like borderline bannable, just in like how I've been thinking about Roaring Moon. It's really good. Roaring Moon and Iron Jugulus are the best Tailwind setters, and Fluttermane and Iron Bundle are the best Icy Wind users. I think they are better than Talonflame and Murkrow. Yeah, it's just it's stupidly fast for Pokemon that don't even need to use booster energy to be fast. They could use it to do more damage. Yeah, the fact that it's just not. The fact that they had so many of the booster energy Pokemon absurdly fast was really gross. That was the change I liked the least about the Paradox thing. Like, you saw a bunch of Pokemon who had genuine niches and were interesting in the previous Series 1, going into Series 2, disappear entirely. Like, Meowscarada is a great example of a mon that was really cool, had been seeing a lot of innovation with different sets. We've been seeing special sets, we've been seeing like a bulk invested with Trick Room, we've been seeing like a priority focused ones. And then it just died because it died, right? Yeah. I think that's a reasonable criticism of Noivern. It's fine. Still a fine mon. Yeah. Just a lot worse. But, yeah, I think it's still very, very good. I think it's still faster than several opponents I play. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's still very, very good with Gholdengo. Yeah. I think it's very, very good with Gholdengo. The annoying thing is the things that are threats that are going to outspeed Gholdengo by so much anyway. Yeah. Like, if I look at Bone has Lycanroc, Midday, and Screamtail, which can use their abilities to be faster. If Screamtail's using its ability to be faster, it's not going to be KOing Noivern. Lycanroc can, but there's a lot of ways that I can play and make decisions around that. Yeah, for sure. And then you got... Iron Bundle is going to be faster always. Bundle I'm prepping against right now, or like I have week 1, is definitely annoying. Yeah, faster than Roaring Moon. To be fair, slower than Kilowattrel, right? By 1 speed. Noivern is, or Roaring Moon? Noivern.
2 speed,
No,
sorry.
yeah.
123 base.
That's.
Rain Moon's 121,
Yeah,
but
both...
it's got booster energy.
I thought it was 119.
119, you're right. I get the speeds of a lot of them just completely mixed up. Like, what was the other one? Iron Jugulus, I think, is 121.
Is it?
Dude,
I thought it was slower than that.
Am I even right? I have no idea.
No, I think it's like 107-ish.
107? Oh, that's right. It's so slow, and I forget why. You're right. It is 107.
But like,
108.
you get a free scarf. It's just
yeah, but
stupid.
you get
like,
a free scarf.
I don't know why.
A faster one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the speed is.
Okay, there's literally only one matchup. It's the fastest mon in.
Yeah.
I've looked at my and this is not true in the other division because the other division doesn't have all of these Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
There's what Dragapult that's faster, Talonflame that's faster, and then Cyclozar is slower. There's like if you run the speed boost on Iron Jugulus, but if you don't run the speed boost, it's the fastest mon besides Floatzel in Rain. But I'm in the one with all of the. I kind of want to drop now.
But
this is depressing.
I do think Noivern still like because for like.
I think we should unban Walking Wake and Iron Leaves so that there's 2 more Pokemon because it felt just awful being in 15th and 16th. And if you're in Special, it felt awful being in Special because. If it being at like the starter special because like the bottom half got a bunch of like really insane combos.
Yeah, I do think Noivern is still annoying because like definitely for Roaring Moon, like you are sacrificing quite a bit.
I mean, you just click Scale Shot and it dies.
What?
You with Roaring Moon, you click Scale Shot and I can't even beat you with Sash.
No, but I'm just saying like you do need to sacrifice attack investment. You can't invest that much.
Yeah, but you want defense investment anyways.
And
especially against like
you're using your
Grim.
Yeah, but the point is you do force some decisions by having a Noivern still that you wouldn't.
I mean, it pressures. I mean, it's not doing that against Flutter or Iron Bundle, right?
Exactly. It pressures a fast mode and like they need to match Tailwind or they need to throw out Icy Winds.
I mean, there were 2 teams in my div that don't have an actually faster Pokemon than Noivern.
Yeah.
That's only 2.
Yeah. But you also have like Prankster Thunderwave, so if you really want to commit to the fast mode, you could still get faster.
I mean, obviously there's plenty of counterplay to that as well. Also, Prankster Scary Face, but that's worse with Clear Amulet.
But my point is just that you still threaten to play in fast mode with Noivern. Like, I would need to bring Tailwind, other teams would need to bring Icy Wind, and that's enough honestly, maybe for you to just.
I mean, I don't think you should bring Tailwind. Like, sorry to build your team for you, but I think that bringing Tailwind against Noivern is probably not the right play. You're probably better off just attacking it.
Yeah, but my point is just like.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. It forces prep concessions, even though it struggles to force play concessions the same way it did last season.
Yeah, but even if you're doing that, even if it just existing does that, you can just choose to go bulky Gholdengo with screens, and then I don't care about speed control. I'm just gonna set up.
To be fair, I probably would run Tailwind with a bulky Gholdengo anyways.
Oh, for sure you could, but I'm just saying, like in a game, you can just say, all right.
There's a lot of decisions. I've got some flexibility, and Noivern gives me access to a strong mode, which my opponents probably have to respect.
That's my point. Is
do I lose much?
You don't need your fast mode to be the best fast mode as long as you're making other people focus on theirs. Then that opens up room for you to do other stuff.
I mean, hopefully.
Decisions.
Like, it's not like there were better fast modes available to me, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. My point is, even though it gets outsped, I think it's still gonna put up.
Look, I mean, I'm optimistic. I'm not super optimistic, but I'm a bit optimistic.
I think it's still a good one.
On to Rotom-Heat, the Hills Hoist Clothesline, which I've explained to you, so you better remember what it is.
Yes, I remember what it is now.
Okay, awesome. Rotom-Heat is here. I picked it at the right time because Furat, I think, said they got sniped. Therefore, I picked it at the right time.
Yeah, and I was looking at a Rotom as well. The Rotoms are really good.
I think that eel is actually just better for cost.
Which one?
Electros.
Oh.
I just wanted a fire type, and there were no fire types.
Yeah, I mean, I had eel last season. It's good.
Eel was phenomenal with
I think it's pretty one-dimensional in reality.
What do you mean by one-dimensional?
I just think the best set by a lot is Specs, Terra Electric, and just click Thunder.
What the? Okay. I definitely never ran that. So, I mean, in my season with Eel, I ran Pinchberry, Citrus, Expert Belt, and Scarf. And I thought all of them were great items. I never Terra Electric, but I was generally clicking Terra with a partner Pokemon that was terraing into ground to click Earthquake.
Yeah. Well, that works too.
Specs feels insane. How good was your ground type? Not very good, because you didn't do very well.
Bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. Eel was. I guess that's why I felt like the only good set, because my team sucked, and Eel that was the only way it could do damage.
Yeah, but Eel can do great damage with like next to a spread move mon, with like an expert belt or a scarf.
For sure. I was being like a little like I just want like hot takes, cause, you know, you gotta give people what they want.
Oh, okay.
They want hot takes.
Yeah.
Ironically, you can't hang.
I think Rotom is probably a better specs user than
on a Rotom-Heat. Ironically, you cannot hang clothes on a Rotom-Heat because they will burn. But the clothesline, the Hills Hoist clothesline.
Well, it helps dry your clothing.
Rotom-Heat. That's true.
That was the whole joke.
I like this.
It also keeps it off the ground with levitate.
That's true. I like this pick a lot. I was looking at Rotom-Heat.
I just thought I was going to lose the game if I did not have a fire type, and there were no other good fire types. Like,
yeah,
there are people picking up like Flareon as their fire type.
Fire is really good in this format, and Rotom-Heat is a obviously fire type. That's
If it didn't have Noivern, I probably would have taken Fletchinder. I really want a Moltres, but it's not in the game. And Charizard, but it's not in the format.
Yeah, but Rotom-Heat, the reason I like it so much is because I ran a screens team on ladder that was very good, and Rotom-Heat was one of the main beneficiaries.
It's really good.
I just think it's really good behind screens, because if you nasty plot up,
it misses.
Like obviously you can, but you can obviously nasty plot with Gholdengo, and
Rotom-Heat at the same time.
Yeah, but I think Rotom-Heat gives you a little bit different of a threat because, well, first of all, if you nasty plot and then Terra Electric, if you were to do that, I mean, obviously you can have other sets, but if you were to do that...
You're a big fan of this Stab Terra, right?
Yes, I am.
How'd that work out for you?
Specifically on electric Pokemon.
Okay.
No comment.
Admittedly, I think Stab Terra is very limited in its application. And Rotom is probably, like, I'd probably run it maybe into a rain matchup, but also be tempted to run water or grass.
I don't like...
Or dragon.
To be clear, I don't like Stab Terra that much. It's specifically with the electric rotates. Because typically you're getting 2-hit KO'd at best. And my point with Rotom was that if you nasty plot and Thunderbolt, you are OHKOing a lot of non-ground types. Yeah,
I was honestly looking at Stab Terra for this, just to give it a better fire move in Terra Blast.
That is usable too.
I mean, I'm not sure. I see people do it with Rotom Wash.
Yeah.
Terra Fire.
But yeah, my point is it gives you a little bit different of a threat because behind screens, especially Rotom-Heat, if it's like 252 HP, 252 modest special attack, that set behind screens just doesn't die, and you can just click Thunderbolt and everything else dies.
At this point,
that's a really big threat.
At this point with Rotom, I felt like I was losing to rock and water types a lot. So that built into my next pick, the platypus. Do you know what a platypus is?
Yes, I know what a platypus is.
Okay, what is a platypus?
I even know that its plural is platypi. It's like a duck-billed mammal.
It's not a mammal. It lays eggs.
It has hair. It has hair.
Birds have hair. What?
I don't. It has hair.
So do birds.
It has. I don't care.
It lays eggs, which means it's not a mammal by definition. It's a monotreme.
No,
it's also venomous.
I know that's a thing. That's why.
Like, did you know it's venomous?
Is it because again I didn't know it was venomous, but I know it lays eggs. But I need to be controversial for the people.
Okay. By being controversial, you mean like pandering to 10-year-olds. Like,
Yes.
I have done my first, week 2 biology in grade 4.
Biology is wrong. Biology is fake.
No, I mean that's
Is-
back
is a
when they
mammal.
still then why do you think why do you use classifications like mammals or animals, which are all made up by biology? Like, there's a steady continuum
mammal.
between animals and plants, and bacteria and all of it.
All right.
Classification.
Electric. What is Tauros?
A platypus, duh. It lays eggs, so a monotremes.
Tauros is a bull.
No, it
Bulls
lays
are
eggs. It's a
mammals.
monotremes.
Therefore, a platypus is also a mammal.
Taurus is a platypus,
It's a bull.
but it's a wet cow like a platypus.
Yes. Oh, okay. That's actually.
But the reason it's platypus is because it's damp and covered in fur.
Yeah, it is damp. It
One
is
of these
damp.
killed
Oh,
my
fur.
crocodile.
Fur.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Tauros is really good. I was also looking at.
Do you know what the difference
Tauros
between
plays.
fur and hair is?
Fur is on mammals like platypi.
Fur is on mammals like platypi. Those are quills.
It's fur.
I'm going to suggest you've never seen a platypus. Yeah, I would say the animal it reminds me the most of when you actually see them is ducks. Which, to be fair, you did say duck-built, but it's also got like the webbed feet. I couldn't find a good background roof picture of an actual platypus, which was sad. There was this weird fake meme of like this plasticine, like baby platypus that didn't look anything like a baby platypus, which just looks like a really small platypus. But then the other one looked like a weird animal. It was bizarre. Taurus is good because it does Intimidate, and Intimidate is good because I don't want to die.
Yeah, and again, it feeds into this like bulky offense type thing you're going, and I think, like,
I
so
know
we were
the bulk
talking
up
about
behind
Noivern,
screens.
you might get outsped, or in fact, you will get outsped at some point.
Heartbreaking.
So it helps to have ways to just not care about that.
For sure.
Intimidate, and then also it's just bulky and can attack, or
So,
like you could even.
do you know what a key thought process I had was when I decided to pick a Tauros? I wound up going with Aqua, as you know, but I was considering Blaze and Standard at different points. Why is it you
Dark
think that I
type.
was... What? Sorry?
Dark types.
Dark types. That was part of it, though I had already
Or
thought
in
of that
moon.
when I felt like I was super weak to fairies. Because, like, Dark and Fairies, a combination. No, it was Raging Bull. I felt like I lost to opposing screens really easily.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. That it's really nice for you since you're slower paced. A lot of times when you're slower paced, if your opponent can slow you down further, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Because you go from making slow progress to making no progress.
For sure.
The Raging Bull can prevent one of the main ways of slowing you down, which is obviously really nice. It's pretty strong, and then also, if you're going to get outsped, sometimes you can just bring it in for Intimidate, slow the game down, or you can run a boosting item, Terra Water. Again, one of the times that I will do like a stab Terra is when you have a priority move, because if you can knock something out with some Aqua Jets, and again, maybe this isn't frequently, but if it's the right matchup, you can knock out something with an Aqua Jet. That becomes obviously a way to negate your opponent's speed advantage.
I did also use this in my WBG draft because I was like a Meowscarada and Skeledirge, and someone else took Quackleval, so I used this instead, and it was pretty good. It's got Wave Crash. Wave Crash is a good move. It's got Close Combat. Close Combat's a good move. It's got Raging Bull.
Yeah.
Raging Bull's a good move. I ran like Choiced a funny number of times.
By virtue of different moves and items, it can go from like very different pacing and style, which I like.
For sure. It's a mon that's incredibly flexible in terms of being tempo or long game or mid range. It fits very well into those archetypes. I think probably best into mid range. Raging Bull is a phenomenal move for mid range. Intimidate is an ability that I think really defines mid range as a sort of format where you try to take 100% from your opponent but only take 75. You know,
Yeah.
it's definitely got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Bury the platypus.
It doesn't have a hat. There's no way to know that if it's parrot platypus yet.
Yeah. The funny thing is, apparently they didn't know what platypuses were outside of seeing a picture, but the sound that Perry the platypus makes is very similar to the actual sounds platypuses make. Also, I don't know why you think it's platypi.
Platypi.
Like, that's from cacti.
Isn't it both? Isn't it one of them that's both?
So cactus, octopus, like octopi, which is like, I mean, it's actually technically octopodes, is the plural of octopus. But that's its own.
Okay, octopus I know for a fact is both.
No, the plural.
Platypus I think is also both.
Octopuses and octopi are both wrong. The plural is octopodes, which is stupid. Which is why people just accept either of them, right? But it's definitely platypuses.
Okay. I looked it up and it said that scientists generally use platypuses, or platypus, but it's also colloquially referred to as platypi. So
that means they're pandering to you.
I am the man of the people.
You are the man of the people. You know what? There are some other terms used colloquially in Australia which would get this video demonetized because they hate Australians.
Crocky.
Crikey, mate! So, Lamingtons, Toxtricity. Do you know what Lamingtons are?
I mean, I can sort of see. Are they like, what's that thing called? Swedish Delight, is that what it's called?
Swedish Delight? Do you mean Turkish Delight?
Not Swedish. Turkish Delight. I don't know why.
Turkish Delight is rose flavored stuff, right?
Yeah, but they look similar, right?
In Australia, we have the lollies of Turkish Delight, which is like just eat covered in chocolate. No, Turkish Delight is just sugar covered in like a rose extract, like hardened rose extract. These are cake. This is cake.
Okay.
It's like, this is just a cake. Let me see if I can.
I also realized why I said Swedish. I think because I was thinking of Swedish fish. I don't know why I was thinking of Swedish fish.
You're thinking of Swedish fish. Well, I'm gonna Google.
Do you know what
Lamingtons.
Swedish fish are?
Do I know what Swedish fish are?
No, they don't. Swedish fish are disgusting.
Like, sorry, are you insulting pickled herring or no? The fish-shaped chewy candy from Malaco.
Yes.
Coming to we don't have those in Australia. Sorry, I thought you meant like actual fish.
No, Swedish fish is. I don't know if it's popular anywhere else. It's definitely popular, a little popular at least.
I think I've seen memes of these, but I thought they were like cod liver oil.
They're just not good. Oh, the lamington. That looks nice.
It's right. It's very crumbly. That's coconut on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, you thought it was sugar because you thought it was the Turkish Delight.
No, I just said it. No, I didn't say I thought it was a Turkish Delight. I said it looks like a Turkish Delight.
Okay, but that means you thought it looked like sugar.
No, I do not think it looks like sugar. It's flaky like coconut.
It is coconut, yeah. It's quite nice. I mean, like, it's alright. I don't have it particularly often. But it's pretty good. Apparently it's actually from New Zealand, but New Zealand also used to be a part of New South Wales, so yeah, why do we trust them? The internet says a place of origin Australia. I've definitely heard it alleged that they're from New Zealand. It says it was first invented in Queensland.
Okay.
So why have I heard people say that it's New Zealand?
Toxtricity was not...
Why did I get Toxtricity?
Toxtricity is another electric type. But your previous electric type was not ground weak. And both of your electric types, not by virtue of their electric type, but by virtue of their secondary types, are fairy resist.
Yep.
And that's why you got Toxtricity.
I did get it for fairy resist. What else did I get it for?
You got it for Bisquake.
No.
Or wait, do you have
I have two Pokemon it can Boom Burst next to.
Oh,
Noivern?
Boom Burst. I forgot about Boom Burst.
Noivern has telepathy.
Soundproof.
No, Noivern has telepathy.
Yeah, sorry, telepathy.
And Gholdengo is a ghost type. I can also Sludge Wave next to Gholdengo.
Yes.
Because it's Steel type, as well as next to Noivern.
Or Discharge next to Noivern. I guess you have Overdrive, so you don't need to Discharge.
Yeah, Overdrive is stronger.
Yeah.
But I've done so much with Toxtricity in the history of Draft. Like,
It does
Like
damage.
defensive, Snarl, Drain Punch sets. I did like before Terra. I did like all crazy stuff with it.
Yeah,
It's good Eerie Impulse user.
This is a good mon. I don't have a lot more to say.
I mean, I don't know if it's a particularly good mon. It's a mon that has it's got a very low floor. Like it can do just nothing in a game if you don't put effort into it.
Oh, that's true.
But I think it's got a high ceiling. I hope it does. I have faith.
Yeah, I agree.
I stand strong in the faith. But it's got a lot of moves that are very funny. Nuzzle's not a bad one. But like it's got Taunt, it's got Swagger, which is funny. I don't think I got a mon that can Swagger effectively. But you know. Always funny to have it. It's got Trailblaze for some reason this gen. Someone Trailblazed me with it.
Everything has Trailblaze.
I don't understand why they collected. I've run physical sets on this mon though. I mean, putting aside the Drain Punch, I've also run like Shift Gear physical offense because it's got 98 attack and Gunk Shot. The downside is it has Wild Charge.
I mean, that could work on
It's got matchups
with screens potentially.
Yeah. I mean, this mon, like, if I have a team that people aren't bringing a lot of Earthquake against me with, which you risk a lot of weakness policy, Gholdengo, I think. Maybe, I don't know. All I have are theories. I think it's okay. Yeah, Lamingtons. It's because there are 2 Toxtricity. No, I don't know why it was Lamingtons. I was just low on things. I got told it should be Zupa Dupas, but I prefer my other Zupa Dupas more, which is spoilers. Do you know what? It's like, well, wait till we get there. Weet-Bix. Do you know what Weet-Bix are?
They look. Is that just like
It's in the name.
It's like pressed into a. Oh, it's made out of wheat. It's not oats. I'm so dumb.
Yeah, it also is like not even vaguely oats.
It just looks like oats to me.
Weet-Bix is a brand name for wheat biscuits, but it's also just like the shorthand for Weet-Bix.
Wait, but why is it?
It's like how Vegemite is the shorthand for yeast extract.
Biscuit.
What? Sorry?
But why? Wait. Why is
it's
it
cereal.
milk?
It's breakfast.
Like a biscuit. Okay, yeah, it's a cereal.
It's a wheat biscuit. The Bix is short for biscuit. Bickies. Bix.
Wait, it's a biscuit that's a cereal? That's what...
What do you mean it's a cereal that's a biscuit? Most biscuits... Okay, even what Americans call biscuits are cereal. I mean, just picture it's like a square thing. Okay, goddamn American biscuits are coming up.
Big, though. They're so big.
Yeah. You have like 4 of them for breakfast. At one point, I was eating 8 of them in a morning for breakfast. These are really solid though. Like, I don't have them super often.
I mean, they look good, but I don't.
I mean, they've got like no flavor, but they've got good. They got really nice texture, and you can just put whatever flavor you want. Like you put blueberries, you put strawberries, you put like anything. You can genuinely do anything, and it's delicious.
I like
also,
the layering.
LS and I both drafted Dugtrio. Oh, also, like Weet-Bix, Dugtrio looks like Weet-Bix. But it doesn't make it sound good. But LS and I both drafted Dugtrio, so we both named them Weet-Bix.
Okay.
Also, there's famous swimmer whose name is Ian Thorpe, the Torpedo, who's famously the Weet-Bix mascot.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I used to eat like 80 of these in a week.
So, Dugtrio. So,
Doug.
Here's one of the places. So I guess you want trapping. Trapping's nice, but.
Okay. Do you want to know why I got Dugtrio?
Disquake with Rotom-Heat.
I guess technically yes. I mean, I always prefer Disquake on a mon that is Terra grounding, but it's an option.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, I wanted a ground type, and there were no ground types left. It was Clodsire. My team does not use Clodsire well. Clodsire is a phenomenal mon, but I do not use Clodsire very well. I was already pretty ground weak.
The ground types are bad.
There are very few good ground types, and I think Dugtrio is genuinely one of them. That's it. It did lose beat up, which is annoying. So I can't run.
Like okay.
I can't run King's Rock anymore. That'd be spoilers. I'd say spoilers. The video is already out. I've already released the physical conference video while we were talking. It was uploading earlier. Dugtrio. No, what was I saying about Dugtrio? I don't even know why I went to the screen. I mean, Dugtrio is just okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's got a bunch of funny spoilers.
I agree.
And Final Gambit.
It is. It is okay.
It's the second fastest mon on my team. I wanted 2 Pokemon above 100 speed, and I got a second Pokemon above 100 speed. I don't know, it may be terrible because I run so many matchups that it's just terrible for it. Like, this format is so obnoxiously fast, which is hilarious because the previous format was like one of the slowest formats I've ever played in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the last format was, I think, about as fast as Daddy Fight.
Yeah, and it's just such polarizing speed. Like, it's just a few Pokemon that are really pulling it up.
Well, it's a few Pokemon, but you mean like
also the strongest
10
Pokemon.
of them, you know?
Yeah.
And he's left. He's gone. And he's muted. Back, but muted.
Go like Scarf Bulldoze even.
You dropped out.
What?
You dropped out. Welcome back.
I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
I don't know where I cut out, but Dugtrio does that. And it's fast. You can threaten like a Scarf Bulldoze maybe some weeks. If that's how you establish speed control.
Oh, I mean, like it's reasonably strong. 100 attack is fine. You can.
Yeah, it does other stuff too. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Also fissures.
This is like the worst Pokemon you could ever run Fissure with. I really wanted to get a Parasauromon with it. Unfortunately, they were all sniped.
Yeah.
Because like it's fast enough that it can generally run like sub trapping to perish trap someone. Because if you perish and get a sub up on the same turn, and then you get like a protect off, and then you can sub the next turn, and you will probably be able to trap the 2 mons that are in.
That is true.
It's a nice option that I don't actually have access to, but did it at some point. It stops people from doing a lot of like particularly cheesy combos, which is nice. Arena Trap is just an okay thing to have. It may pressure some people who run Terra Ghost, and that might improve my chances of winning a match.
It's always something that is nice to have, for sure, because it's just
it's
so
not something that
disruptive.
disadvantages me.
What?
It's not something that disadvantages me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whereas like
Clodsire
had drawbacks.
Yeah, and I just think Arena Trap in general is one of the more disruptive things because switching is so.
Yeah, I mean Shadow Tag is much better.
Important. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, trapping is, and I mean you just did a video on it. It's extremely disruptive. But we can.
And it's good to have it on Fastmon. It just sucks that it's not actually fast.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like I was looking at the other teams that were slower than Noivern, and there was 2 teams, and one of them's faster than Duck.
I think you're gonna figure out.
Yeah, I mean if they don't have the fast mon in, it's gonna be the fastest mon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just generally.
Except the Iron Bundle we evolve.
You're good enough at playing and prepping that you'll figure out ways around this stuff.
I mean, I'll see. Dugtrio is a mon that rewards good play, and I think I'm much better at play than prep, so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Hattrem, Boomerang. Do you know what a Boomerang is?
I know what Boomerangs are.
Is Boomerang a TV channel in the US as well?
Yes, I think.
Okay. It's associated with Cartoon Network here, and it like plays reruns of older shows, but older shows at some point became like Ben 10 Alien Force.
Yes, that's true here too, I believe.
Okay. So what's a Boomerang?
In fact, I think I used to watch Boomerang. Boomerang, you know, have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Have I seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yeah, Sokka uses a boomerang that's much more similar to like a hunting boomerang than this one is. Though he doesn't use it in a way that's actually similar to how it's designed.
I know, but it always comes back. The boomerang.
Yeah, like it doesn't. Hunting boomerangs don't always come back. They're supposed to angle in a way that surprises prey that you're targeting them with. And like Sokka's is shaped like an actual boomerang, so it shouldn't be coming back. It should be arcing in the air. Also, it shouldn't be made of metal.
Boomerang,
it should be made of wood still.
Boomerang.
It's very heavy.
Always comes back though. Yeah.
And why did I make it Hattrem?
Because Hattrem has a hat.
Well, it's because Magic Bounce.
And you reverse. Oh, I was gonna say you reverse speed, and it's like a boomerang where it reverses direction.
No, it was Magic Bounce was the idea. I don't mind like these ones which do come back to you, which are traditionally more for ceremonial usage rather than a hunting usage, because yeah, and it's got like a ornate the illustration on it. I looked at a bunch of different options for boomerangs to represent. I mean, you know, they also had a boomerang in flashbacks in Legend of Korra.
Oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm very funny. Thank you. I'll take my check in the mail. By which I mean comments under this video. Hattrem is here because it is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I really want a Knackle stack. Sorry, I should mention, I really want a Knackle stack, and then it got sniped, so then I had to get a different good Eviolite mon, and I was resisting Hattrem solely because I wanted Eviolite Knackle stack. And when Knackle stack went, the pick before me, mind you, I committed to Hattrem.
Slowbro better.
Slowbro better.
Yes.
That's like a 12-point mon that's fully evolved. This is 5.
Oh, sorry, I'm so close.
Sorry, this was like 4. This is like ridiculously cheap. I mean, I don't think it's ridiculously cheap. I think it is the best mon in its tier, but it's not like better than mons in the next tier. It's a 3. The mons in 4 are so much better than the mons in 3. I think I said this previously. The mons in 6 are a league above the mons in 5, and the mons in 4 are a league above the mons in 3. Though there are some bad mons in 3 that I think should move down, but you know, beyond that.
Yeah. Hattrem is good. It's Trick Room. It's reliable.
Last gen did not have Trick Room, which was so bad.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. I think I looked at it once, and I was like, oh, this is good. Why is this not a thing? And then I was looking for Trick Room, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's got Nuzzle, which is cool. It's got decent special attack, which is the main reason it was appealing to me.
It's got decent everything, and then it's bulky with Eviolite. And has
I mean, it doesn't have decent everything. It's not particularly fast or particularly slow at 49 base speed. It is the slowest mon I've drafted,
I mean, that's
but that's
pretty
not saying
slow.
much.
That's pretty slow.
I mean, look, man, last gen, Rhyperior was not slow enough for VGC draft.
Yeah, but it's not... We don't have as... It's still a smaller dex.
Not a smaller dex than when Rhyperior was not good enough. It's just that we don't have mons like Escav and Snorlax in the format.
That is true.
It's just a very different format in terms of options.
Slow mons are just not that good. Like, Greedent is pretty good, Torkoal is good.
Greedent is pretty good. Yeah, that's a big one.
And then that's like it.
I mean, you know, like Iron Hands is, you know, 50 speed. That's
fine.
Faster than Hattrem, you know.
Yep, exactly. You underspeed.
I wanted to make a video about Trick Room, but then. Well,
but the point is, it's a good mon.
Oh, yeah, it was Steve. That's right.
And speed control, more speed control for you now. You have the option. Like I said, this is where the Noivern comes in nicely, where you're forcing your opponent to make concessions.
Yeah, if my opponent runs a very fast and offensive team, then I can run a slower mode. And like Gholdengo is a mon that's slow enough to use Trick Room.
Exactly. If you're forcing them to consider their fast mode, bring their Tailwind and Icy Wind or whatever, or commit a booster energy to their Paradox Pokemon speed, and you can still get up Trick Room, that's obviously very beneficial to you. And we've seen Gholdengo already in a slower format put up some work in Trick Room, so I think that is definitely...
So the next Pokemon I wanted, which I've been planning since, I think, before I picked Tauros, Cloyster. It went. So I had to get a Pokemon that is significantly worse, the same speed, less bulky, and less strong, and like a worse typing, worse support moves, but for some reason costs 2 points more. Could not tell you why.
Granted, they're both bad. Granted, they are both bad Pokemon.
Cloyster is not a bad Pokemon.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I have had significant dividends, and I've definitely not been the only coach in VBL history to get a lot of value out of Cloyster. And Cloyster was like my immediate strong special mon. Physical mon. Veluza is my immediate strong physical mon.
To be fair to Veluza, like, I don't think it should be 2 points higher, but because of sharpness, I think it is stronger than Cloyster.
Sharpness makes its move, but the problem is that its moves that it's using sharpness on are not particularly high base power, so it's getting 70 up to 105, versus Cloyster getting 125 from Icicle Spear. 125 versus 105.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skill Link is just, I think, a ability that's better.
It has 90 HP Final Gambit. I did not know that.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons I got it. I have multiple Final Gambit ones.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah, I think it's running in singles at some point.
I think
it's got Mold Breaker as well because it breaks sturdy.
Yeah. I think Final Gambit will be nice on your team.
I don't know why they made Aqua Cut a 70 base power, but then they gave Walking Wake the 80 base power one.
Yeah. I think just the ability to trade with Final Gambit's gonna be nice for you. I don't really believe in this Pokemon a ton, but
I just wanted it to be in Trick Room, to be honest.
That's fair.
It's not great.
So you can
I think it's very good. It's so much worse than Cloyster.
You can do some damage. You can do some damage with Sharpness, and maybe in the right circumstances you can get a Fillet away up. And if you get a Fillet away up, then you can
fill it away. Because fish fill it, like we're filleting it.
It's a fillet. It's a fillet.
It's got 2 L's. It's not French.
It's a fillet.
What?
It's a fillet. It rhymes. Fillet away.
But fill it away, which is like a pun on filling it, but it's actually taking it away. It's quite funny. My favorite thing about this Pokemon is that it's so fast when it's wild, and then the second you get it, it's actually 70 speed, and like the animation of it moving is so slow. Like I think it is genuinely one of the slower Pokemon in the overworld when you're using the Let's Go feature.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's an okay mon.
Do you know what Super Duper is?
This is one of the points where I would like, maybe I don't know what's left on the board, to be fair.
There's nothing else that filled the niche I wanted.
Slitherwing is not really good, but
Slitherwing's also not
in this
8 points.
I know, I'm saying in this range, this is where I would consider like some of these like lower tiers. Maybe it would be better to just have one additional high tier Pokemon. I'm not saying that's necessarily true.
I mean, I don't know. I think Veluza is my worst mon.
That's where I would consider it. Yeah.
But like, I don't want to drop my other mons for it. Like, is there really going to be a 1 point? If Veluza can come to games, it's a matchup Fishmon, right?
I'm not. To be clear, I'm not saying it's bad or that the other Pokemon are bad. I'm just saying this is my stance on the tier list is that there's not a ton of value past like 10.
Yeah, a 10? 10?
Not a ton of value.
Are you kidding me? Dude, the mons between like 7 to 10 are all absurdly good. What the hell? Are you really going to look at me and tell me, like, Haunter isn't a usable mon, Cobaraja isn't a usable mon, like, there are very few Pokemon that I look at in 10 to 7 that I don't think are good.
I said there isn't a ton.
Yeah, and I'm saying that every one in 10, 9, 8, and 7 is good. Except Glalie. Moody's
good in what sense? Because, like, I was looking at these and I was just like, okay, these are all, like, fine Pokemon. They were good in the last format, but
these are all mons that can come to 2 or 3 games and have serious impact.
Not really moved by a lot of them.
Heracross in 9 was a kill leader last format. I do think it's worse now, but I still think it's a really good mon.
It went undrafted.
Yeah.
In the physical.
I don't know if it went undrafted in special one. I have no idea. I still think it's good.
Undrafted.
It went drafted in special. Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I mean, there are a lot of mons here. Like, I think 10 is an absurd place to put that knockoff. Like, if you wanted to say 6 and below, I'd still take some umbrage with that. Like, I think there are some absurdly good mons in 6. I think 5 is like where I said earlier, it's a big drop off. But even then, I think that there are usable mons in 1.
I'm not saying that there aren't usable mons. But 10 is bad because I see like Tox, Vivillon,
Toxtricity,
Frost, Heal,
Toxicroak.
Toxicroak, sorry.
Sorry, I was like Toxtricity, Toxapex, Toxicroak.
Yeah, sorry. The Dunsparce, Cloudster.
You're saying even 10 pointers are bad?
No. I'm saying 10 points good. I'm
Okay.
gonna make my limit at 9.
Like Flamigo,
Nine-
Espeon. Like there are a bunch of mons that I considered.
Okay, I don't think Flamigo is that good.
You don't think Flamigo is good?
I don't think it's that good.
You're telling me a mon that went round 3 last format and was in the top 1 team in its division, undefeated.
It's a different format.
It is a different format, but I don't think it makes Flamigo an unusable Pokemon. It's got a good offensive matchup into half of the Paradox mons and all of the ruins.
When did I say unusable though?
Well, I mean, like when you say there's not a ton of value, what do you mean? Do you mean like it doesn't come to 7 games out of 7?
No, I'm just saying, and that's also like one of the better Pokemon in that tier. It's like fine, and then the rest of them like.
What's the Pokemon in 9 you think
by
is bad?
Cosmoth, I'm not moved by Glaceon.
Sure, I agree. I agree. Glaceon specifically is over tiered. I think it is the worst mon in that tier. I think it's worse than all the mons in 8.
I'm not moved by Oricorio, or even though
Oricorio went early in both divisions.
I don't care.
It's a really good mon, dude. Dancer is insane.
I'm not moved by a lot of these Pokemon. And 9 even is like a little better than I thought it was. But
like even just looking at the undrafted mons in 8, there are so many good mons.
Oh yeah, I disagree with that.
Like you don't think Clodsire is good?
Clodsire is good, but it's hard to fit on a team, I think.
Yeah, I mean I think that's true. I think Pincurchin is great if you have even a single Iron Mon. There's a reason it went in the other team. The team in the other division that has it, I think it's really strong. I mean, Scyther is a great mon. It's one of the best Terra users in the format. Fletchinder is really good, though I can understand preferring to go for Fletchling.
I'm not moved.
And Dreadnought. Dreadnougt's a consistent mon. It's only the problem. The only problem with it is that Floatzel is better, right?
Literally all of the undrafted mons in this tier, except for Clodsire, I'm not moved by.
Scyther.
And most drafted ones. I'm not moved by Scyther.
You're not moved by Scyther? That's insane to me.
No.
That one was terrifying when I played against it. I mean, Golduck has got its use.
Yeah.
Like Golduck is one of those lower tier waters you can feel okay with.
I looked at Golduck for my own team, and I was just like, this doesn't do anything. But my point is, as you can tell, I'm lower on the mid to low tiers. So I would consider it one of these. I would have considered at this pick.
You haven't seen my video yet, but I think we're relatively critical of your team.
Okay.
Like I mean, my thoughts are you only have 4 good mons, which is crazy because you intentionally got higher tier mons for the purpose of them being good, but then you decided to pick up Metacham and Bronzong, which don't jive well with the rest of your team.
This is great. But that's fine.
So do you know what a Super Duper is? You still haven't answered that question.
Yeah, it looks like I forget what they're called in US, but they look the same as them.
Ice blocks?
What?
Ice blocks. Just
no, I don't think
like
so
a flavored water with a preserver so that it doesn't. It's pretty good.
Then it's different.
I'm addicted to it.
Different from what I'm. It's the one that I'm thinking of. It's very sugary.
It goes in the freezer. Yeah, it's just flavored water.
Okay. Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking of is the same thing, but has a ton of sugar.
Yes, that's the. Sugar is the flavor.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like it's it's like they don't have flavors; they have colors. The only flavor is sugar. Is the sort of thing. These. I don't know if that picture that I'm sending you makes any more sense.
Yeah, it looks. I literally just forget the name. It looks exactly like the thing that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm not gonna think of the name, but it literally is probably the same thing.
I can't find anything that says. It just says ice blocks.
I don't think that's
a brand of flavored frozen ice pole product. Apparently a Freezy or a Freeze Pop.
Yeah, Freezy.
Okay, I assume Freezy is a brand name.
I don't know. That's what I had as a kid, Freezy.
Yeah, Super Dupers. They're on an Australian coin, It's funny because when I was looking up Super Dupers, the coin came up and it didn't for like any of the other ones. Yes, so Super Dupers. I think Veluza also just kind of like looks like one.
It does. It does.
So
I'm
neighbors.
not moved by
Hoppip.
Veluza. Hoppip is good.
Neighbors is a big show. Hoppip is Hoppip.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
So-
know that I need to talk about Hoppip.
Hoppip is a
It's
phenomenal
just-
Pokemon. It won
Yeah.
me the only game I won in my recent finals thing in the BFR. I won with Skiploom and Cloyster, but Hoppip is 2 points less and Veluza is 2 points more. And Hoppip is good, like genuinely quite solid. Funny Sleep Move is good. Rage Powder is good. Tailwind is good. Screens are good. And like Leech Seed is good. Like it's got so many moves and they're all good.
And the redirection's just good for your team.
Also, we were Kalki and it can live in a Bubble Snow Blizzard.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I posted the videos.
Yeah.
Hoppip can live an absurd number of things without using Terra, and in some matchups you can commit Terra if Sleep Powder is that valuable.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't really remember why it was Neighbors. Here it is.
Because it looks friendly.
But yes, Neighbours is a Australian TV show that was syndicated internationally. I think it was one that actually like saw some play in the US. I know a lot of other ones, like Wonderland, for example, see play in the UK but not the US. And
Yeah,
when say
I can't say that I've heard of it, but it's
your mom
certainly
might have, you know.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, Hoppip's just a really good mon, and I think redirection was something that my draft appreciated. And then
Yeah, and some of the low tier redirection was good. Like I thought,
Spupa? Spupa's really good.
Spupa was good. I thought Spupa was good.
picked
and
up
then
Scatterbug, right?
I had 3 points at the end, and I was like, oh, Spupa and Scatterbug are the same Pokemon, but Scatterbug's super.
Scatterbug is better.
Scatterbug has an additional ability.
No, Scatterbug has more special attack.
Compound Eyes. That's it?
Yeah, I think physical attack as well, but
No.
it's really the struggle bug damage you care about.
No, it has a higher attack.
It's got the same special attack and a higher attack, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like the most significant difference.
I mean, realistically,
They're
they're
the
the same.
That's right. Pounce is speed control.
I think Spupa might have more moves. Yeah, it does, but
Spupa
moves
might
that
have
it
more moves, but they're not
adds-
relevant. They got powder,
They're-
which was
they're
the
bad.
main thing it has. Shed Skin is okay. But Shield Dust is really good, and Friend Gun is really good.
It adds like Iron Defense, which is bad. They're basically the same Pokemon.
Like, you
But
could maybe
my
Iron
point-
Defense rest, and no, it doesn't get rest.
No. Look at its defensive stats. They're garbage.
I mean, if it's like in a
Like,
physical
really-
thing, right?
really
45-60 with an Iron Defense up, and Shed Skin.
Yeah, that's fine, but like, why?
String Shot is quite a good move.
String Shot's good. Yeah,
but yeah, so I mean, Hoppip doesn't have that, but it does have
my
Tailwind.
My point is not Scatterbug. My point is that I think there is some value in these lower tier Rage Powder mons, and Hoppip is.
If my
maybe
opponent
the
runs
best
safety
of them.
goggles, I've lost. But like,
Well,
I don't have a team
your
that cares
oppo-
that much about Terra.
If your
Class.
opponent runs safety goggles and you don't bring Hoppip,
Yeah, but when am I
it
not going to
wasted
bring
it.
Hoppip? Like, I have a very top-heavy team. It's like Gholdengo, Noivern, and Hoppip are the only Pokemon. I have to bring them every week. Honestly, though, I would not be shocked if I brought Hoppip more than like some of the other mons that are quite good.
yeah.
It's very good.
But-
It's a mon that it controls a lot of game states.
For sure. I think it's good, especially at its price.
I mean, I would pay probably 5 for it. I'd definitely pay 5 for Skiploom. Maybe not Hoppip. But like the number of like stab moves it lives is just ridiculous. Finally,
Skiploom
Zangoose,
go.
Vegemite. The joke is that like Americans sometimes think Vegemite doesn't taste very good, and Zangoose sells the Toxic Orb.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's a good mon.
Do you know Zangoose got? Vegemite got very internationally popular during the First World War because we sent it as rations with the soldiers, and then they would like trade it around to other teams, like other armies, including during armistices, the other side, and it was quite popular.
That's cool.
And now now the
Yeah.
British have Marmite. It's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean this. I didn't realize it had belly drum. I like this as a later option for you, just because it adds
A
just
ghost
a little
immunity.
more. Oh my god, another final gambit. Jesus.
Yeah. I did run a few of those. I don't. It's like I don't know if I'll ever click it. But it's funny. It's more it's more HP than Doug, less than Veluza, but it's quite fast, which is actually kind of annoying because I wish it could function in Trick Room, but you know.
It's
got a lot of moves for
It
some
adds
reason.
just like a little more offense for you, which I think is nice.
Physical offense
the-
specifically,
the
because I think I have
facade.
very comprehensive special offense, but less good physical offense.
Yeah. The
Which is why I
facade
picked up Veluza in this.
with toxic boost is obviously quite strong.
Yep.
But also it gives you another priority option because if you like
Quick attack.
attack and get your toxic.
When you say another,
What?
when you say another, my other priority option is like Sucker Punch.
I was.
Oh,
I talked
Aqua Jet
earlier about
on
Aqua
Tauros,
Jet
that's right,
On
yeah.
Tauros. Yeah. Just gives you another way that like, I guess not iron, bundle because it's actually kind of physically defensive.
Zangoose is one that I swear is going to get fake out some gen.
Yeah, I can see that. But for now, like, attack toxic boost. Oh, sorry, toxic orb. Get the toxic boost up. Quick attack might catch something.
My thought process is
off
more
guard.
try and switch it in.
Sure, but my point is you get a priority option.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
okay. I
want
don't know if
or
I feel
need it.
particularly strongly about the quick attack option. It's not very strong, even with the toxic boost.
It's not.
Still a stab base
But-
40 move, right? Like,
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know.
but it's
I mean, I remember being disappointed by Bullet Punch from Mega Lucario with adaptability. I don't know how much Zangoose is going to change that.
granted. I would imagine.
What's like a
there were
random
some
Pokemon?
people
Okay,
who-
Roaring Moon has
in that
only
format.
70 base defense, 71. It takes 34 from Zangoose quick attack.
I'm not saying it's gonna be like a consistent option. I'm just saying it's nice to have
Yeah.
the option.
I think one gets Faint, which I think I was more interested in. Yeah, it gets Faint. Faint is the thing I specifically was interested in.
Paint is nice. But yeah, mostly it's probably just gonna be clicking facade.
I thought it was Belly
Um,
Drum Power Trip mostly.
It's pretty fast. It has the belly drum option as well.
With Power Trip.
Yes, sure. Power trip exists.
Doesn't get Drain Punch though, which is sad because it gets a bunch of other punches.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
so
I might just click
it's
like
solid
T-Wave
one.
with it.
This is solid mon. Yeah.
It's got Switcheroo,
think,
which has got synergy with the Toxic Orb.
Yeah, and I actually think this is like pretty good value just because it's pretty fast, pretty strong.
Yeah, it's got Quick
like
Guard,
8-ish.
which was the thing that actually drove me to it in the first place. Is I just wanted a Quick Guard mon.
Is it 8 points or
6, 5,
wait, 6?
6 or 5.
I like it
one
at
of them.
6. I like it a
so-
lot at 6. In fact, I'm going to not say what I was going to say because it's lower than I thought.
Okay.
6 is really good value. I was going to say 8 is like pretty decent.
I would not take Zangoose at 8.
I
I
would
want Honchkrow,
probably-
which
I
has
would
Perish
not-
Song and is also a Ghost Resist. And is stronger.
I would
It's
not
also in
take
6 for
it
some
at
reason.
8. I would not take it at 8, but
In 6,
Like, I don't
I
think
think
it
it
was
is one of the worst Pokemon in 6. It's better than some of the Pokemon that are undrafted.
It's
I think it is worse than every Mon that's been drafted in 6.
I mean Bruxish has Dazzling, which is nice.
Bruxish is also just
But
stronger and faster.
Other than that,
Cloyster is better.
Bruxish is
Ditto is
not
arguably better,
Cloyster's-
arguably worse.
I don't think Cloyster's better. Ditto is worse.
Honchkrow is stronger and has better utility. Grumpig is stronger and has better utility.
Trick Room setter. It's very good at what it does, but it's like there are a lot of things that does what it does.
Mismagius, bulky, very strong. It's got great disruption. I mean, Knuckle Stack is phenomenal. I think the best
Fine.
mod in 6. I think better than every mod in 7, potentially. Maybe not Donphan. Probably Donphan's a little bit better.
Knuckle Stack is better. Knuckle Stack is clearly better. I would say that
I wanted to get Palisand, but I already had a Ghost, and I was super weak to Ghost and Dark at that point.
Bruxish and Mismagius are probably also better, but beyond that, I don't really know what I
Palisand's
would
definitely
call
better.
any of these definitively better.
Palisand's really good.
Palisand doesn't really do anything.
Palisand literally won 2 of my games last season. I only had it for 3 weeks.
I don't. It doesn't speak to me.
It's like one of the best Trick Room abusers in low tiers by like a wide margin. Like, I don't know why it's in 6 points. It's another one of those mons that's better than most of the mons in 7.
I disagree strongly.
Yeah, Skuntank is.
I mean, I guess
maybe similar value. Sorry, you guess.
What?
You saying you guessed something?
Oh, I was saying, like, I guess you could do, like, weakness policy, Palisade stuff. But
Yeah,
other than
weakness
that,
policy, and then you get, like, a very high bulk boost as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be okay, I guess. But that requires a lot of different setup. I don't think that this tier is very good. I think Zangoose is one of the better ones.
I'd say it's in the top half, maybe. Definitely right around the half version. I mean, Basculin, which is undrafted in our division, is phenomenal.
I don't really agree.
Terra and adaptability are a great combination. Not for terraing into a stab you already have, but it's got Wave Crash and Head Smash, which are very strong.
Yeah, I mean, Head Smash off of it is really strong.
I think Wave Crash was one of the things that sold me on it after losing Flip Turn.
It's just like...
I mean, last gen it was so good with Flip Turn.
But Bruxish and Knuckle Stack and probably Miss Mages are better, but other than that, I wouldn't...
You don't think Honchkrow is better, though?
I mean, how much bulkier is Zangoose? Because, like, Honchkrow always strikes me as very frail, but if they're similar levels of bulk, then...
I mean, Zangoose strikes me as frail as a result of the toxic poison, which is probably not fair, but I think Honchkrow is naturally bulkier.
It's also frailer. Zangoose is frailer.
Yeah, Honchkrow is a lot bulkier. 100, 52, 52 versus 73, 60, 60.
Yeah.
Honchkrow is a little bit slower, but it's stronger immediately. It's got, I'd say, better abilities. I mean, Toxic Boost has
I don't know
upside, but
I don't know why I thought Zangoose was bulkier than it was. Probably because it's a normal type.
Less
it's probably easier to OHKO a Honchkrow.
Honchkrow's got 2 immunities, which is really good, and it's got Parasong, which is very good utility. That's got Tail, which is very good utility.
It's better, but it's probably
got Sucker Punch, which is better than Quick Attack sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's almost always better, I think.
Yeah, no Sword Stance though.
But Honchkrow, I think, is realistically, or not really, functionally less bulky, because it's probably much easier to OHKO.
Depends on the team. I really wanted the Ghost Resist and Dark Resist, and I don't have a Dark Resist with Zangoose.
It is probably better than Zangoose, or not probably.
Bombardier being in 7 hurt. I mean, but it's good. I think it's one of the better mons in 7, but would love it if it was in 6, because then I could afford it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I got good value out of my low tiers. I wouldn't drop any of them. I think Doug, Hattrem, Veluza, Hoppip, and Zangoose are all really good. Veluza, on the fence about, like, I don't like it for 8, but I think it would have been great in 6. I think it's worse than Bruxish, who is also in 6.
My only thing with your low tiers, I think individually they're all good value, but I mean, I might be wrong, but you might find as the season goes on that you might just prefer a higher tier.
The problem is that all the higher tiers that are left suck. I guess Faradraft got dropped. That's interesting.
That's
it's like, you know,
it doesn't really solve
Iron Thorns.
It doesn't really solve the like pressure issue.
Spatter.
Isn't Iron? Not Iron. Isn't the other
Slitherwing?
Yes.
But I have Tauros.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you should pick it up. I'm just saying like that's probably the best thing left going forward.
I mean,
we all grab.
None of these Pokemon are appealing to my team, and I think generally several of them are not even as good as like in that 9, 10, 11 are not even as good as mons like Doug or Veluza in Abstract.
I disagree strongly.
I mean, dude, Grafire is an 11. Grafire only exists for slaking.
I disagree with that, but that's not really the tiers I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, the main problem with Grafire is that it doesn't have normal stab. Because Terra Blast is special unless you Terra.
Also, like, that's like the worst Pokemon in that tier. Like, I think Braviary is really good. Gothorita is obviously really good. And Barraskewda.
Barraskewda's bad. Ursaring is bad.
Thing.
I don't think Ursaring is better than Zangoose. It's certainly not with the price difference. Ursaring really disappointed me this gen. I thought it was going to do really well, and it's just been really disappointing.
Yeah. But my point more is just, like, I don't know if you'll want more, like, high power pressure. You might not.
I don't know.
But that's obviously...
I feel like I've got good options. The idea with mons like Dugtrio, Veluza, and Zangoose is to match up fish. if I get a win because my opponent doesn't have a good normal resist, which I've looked and there are teams with bad normal matchups, let alone bad water matchups, right? Or bad ground matchups, then that's probably worth more than getting a single mon that is like, you know, like I already have 6 phenomenal Pokemon, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. For sure.
It's like
and Veluza, I mean, if you can trade Final Gambit with the right Pokemon, that could also be a huge move some weeks.
Yeah. Look, I'll end this with
pretty high.
Always was, always will be. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below, subscribe. I've got more content coming out. And check out Samax's channel, VBL-S. Or is it just VBL, or is it VBL-S?
I think it's VBL-S.
Alright. Definitely go subscribe to it. Subscribe to him. I'll have it added in the description. Then check out the rest of my season. Thank you all for watching.